Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Olivia. Thank you for following. Sorry it's so late. Uh, it's like, what time is it? It's 11 a.m. in Korea right now, and I forgot to bring a microphone and earphone, and we're in a public place here, so it's gonna be kind of loud. Um, I just wanted to say something about the healthcare plan. I'm not an American citizen. I'm a South Korean citizen, and it's with my grandfather, whose name was John Kwan. He was an American soldier, and it was something really hard earned. So like, it's not the matter of my citizenship, but it's the matter of how the whole system of Korean administrative system was established. So I'm keeping my South Korean citizenship for now, and I'm seeking political asylum in the United States in a couple of months. So yeah, and I'm culturally American. I don't really belong in the Korean society because I'm like, yeah. Anyway, uh, but I do care about my people, and okay, sorry, there are some people here, and yeah, so I just had to say something about the healthcare plan. I thank you, by the way, media, for some of the things that you've reported. I don't know much about journalism. I really don't. I mean, I've been trying to study it, so like, I know how hard it is to be part of the media and be a journalist. So thank you very much for that. Um, I just wanted to say something about Mitt Romney's criticism on the health care plan, and I'm not against the criticism because I am not pro Obama. I mean, he's my friend. He's an he's he's a great guy. I loved working with him, but I don't work for him. So I just wanted to like clear that out. I think the biggest criticism on the healthcare plan is the fact that there's that difference between the supply side economics and the demand side economics. And I think what the Republicans should consider approaching the healthcare plan is to sort of see it as an airbag. Like, it's not the way, it's not, sorry, it's not, go ahead, it's for the American citizens. It's not, it's not a way of the government to take the business money, but it's an airbag in case of an accident. That's how you should see it. So like, I have GI friends. I'm not politically active. It's a different circumstance here. So my GI friends are, because they're military personnel, they're very conservative, and their argument is that, why can't people just work for it? Why are you relying on the government? And I said, good job, touche, because no matter how waterproof the liberalist rhetoric is, you can't beat conservative rhetoric. That's just how it is. And I think it's wonderful that there's a system in which you can talk things out. I mean, like, look at us. Like, if you don't talk, you're going to go into war. So it's something the Americans have fought really hard for in the last couple of centuries. So, yeah. So their argument is, why can't you just work for it? And here's the thing. It's an airbag. It's like, the government's job is not to take your money, but it's like, so when you're driving, you don't really use the airbag. It's in there somewhere, and you paid for it, right? But you don't really use it. But when there's a car accident, what happens? So bam! And, you're dead, or your face is punctured, or whatever horrible thing could happen to you. And what the healthcare plan does is like an airbag. When there's an accident, you never use it, but it immediately jumps up and supports you as like a cushion or like a aerodynamic buffer. So yeah, I think it's one way of approaching the issue. Yeah, so I think you should consider that. And another thing is, there's this friend of mine. His father was Korean, and his grandfather was Korean. But he himself isn't Korean. He was raised in Switzerland. If you follow current events, you probably know who I'm talking about. I talked with him. He's a really nice guy, and he's also having a hard time, trying to fit into the Korean society because he looks Korean, but he's not Korean. He's Swiss. He's a European guy who looks Korean. He lost his father really recently, and nobody knew sort of what was going on. I sort of took an interest in it in a very, sort of a diplomatic sort of sense. His father was murdered by bad communist Russians. They're good communists. I'm like, Grandpa John. He's like, damn commies. But no, it's not like that. There are still bad communists, and they sort of murdered my friend's father. And I felt so bad for him. I think it's my job to tell the Americans, please send your condolences to him. His name is Jung-eun Kim, and he lives like 3 hours away from here, or 4 hours away from here. I've never been there, but yeah. So please send your condolences to him. He loves America. I know that. We both watch Friends, the sitcom. So, and yeah. So I just hope that cleared some of the things up. And I'm not politically active, but it's great to watch the American election procedures. I worked with Mr. Obama when he was here for a couple of weeks. He's great humored. He has a great sense of humor. I know Americans love him. Yeah, so I think that was some of the misunderstanding you have about the healthcare plan. They're not trying to take your money, but they're just trying to buy you an airbag, like a cushion. So, and if you think it's taking too much of your money, I advised him to continue his diplomatic relations with Russia, where, by the way, the North Koreans told me this. The North Koreans are pro-Americans. They're more pro-Americans than South Koreans. Believe me, South Koreans are pro-North Koreans. So there's that weird love triangle going on. I just have to make that sure. Yeah, so the North Koreans asked me to tell Americans that the Russians have a lot of oil, and they already have the system planned. They already have the machinery. They already have everything that you need. You don't need to construct anything. It's there already. All you need to do is have the U.S. president go in there, talk with the Russians, and get some deal out of it. They have a lot more than the Middle East. Believe me, they do. So yeah, my friends from North Korea asked me to tell you guys that. So I'm not an activist. I'm a diplomat. So yeah, I'm just trying to tell you that. And if there's more money coming into America, um, the healthcare plan, you know, worrying about spending too much money on healthcare plan won't be a problem. I theoretically, I mean, like, on book, it's true. How it would actually work out, I think it would be the job of how good the U.S. president is in diplomacy. Yeah, the president right now is a great diplomat. He loves your country. Believe me. I know a little bit about Harvard. They're like really liberalist. So, oh, and by the way, I'm sorry about some of like the multilingualism. Um, I just didn't translate any of them because there's that element of transliteration. There's that connotation, the social implication of the languages. So for the politicians and the representations, I hope you had translations for everything that I've uploaded. So thank you so much for understanding that. So anyway, yeah, he's a very patriotic man. The North Koreans told me to tell you guys about Lewinsky. I have a lot of American friends. I have an American background. I relate to the Americans a lot. Like I never used the term word American until I came to Korea for college. I was very upset when I was little. I was in the 6th grade or the 7th grade, and I was really upset because she offended the American cultural authority, the spiritual leader, the figure of the representation of the American spirit. And the North Koreans told me to tell you guys, Lewinsky was a scam. Lewinsky was a scam. She was. I know you guys have been trying to like soothe the, antagonism by sort of, saying that, oh, she's fat and so on. Not only that, she was a spy. I know a little bit about like intelligence, military intelligence, just because of the nature of representing a country that is de jure in war. So when I told him that Mr. Obama was so upset and like he loves the Americans so much, I can totally tell that. But he got his cool back. He went back to America. I'm going back there soon anyway. And I was personally, I'm glad I found out because I was really upset about it. Mrs. Clinton is, not only very beautiful, she's she's like a mother, like in a way for me. My mother is also like one of those hippie intellectual sort of type, really brilliant, beautiful woman. So I'm just so glad I got to clear things out for everyone. I thank the North Korean friends or the representation. It sounds really weird, but like they're really nice people once you get to know them. So like, yeah, I had a lot of things to say. I was practicing this morning. So I hope you feel better, everyone. You guys did a great job by electing Mr. Obama. He's a wonderful diplomat. I don't support him as an American citizen because I'm really not interested in politics. I'm a political scientist. I'm not political. I'm apolitical. So I don't support him. I give advice to him as a political theorist and as representing the interests of like 6 countries around this region with nuclear weapons. And he did a wonderful job. Oh, and something I know about GIs, they work on orders. They're really armed, They have a lot of weapons, they have guns and so on, but they work on orders. They give up their own lives or, whatever they want to do, and they become military personnel. They work for the American citizens, the politicians. It's the American citizens' job to elect the right politician. And it's the military people's job to follow the orders of the American people that, is represented through to the president. So they were very happy to see Mr. Obama here. They were. He gave, although he's like Democrat, he's patriotic. I think that he's smart and is patriotic. And I think he was the key figure to tackle the Cold War issue in a diplomatic basis, not a, bam, let's go to war basis. So my GI friends were very happy. It's important for the American people to vote people who knows a little about military, not, not like, we're against war sort of thing, because like if you're already peaceful, it's no longer a deal. But like people like us, we're in war, we're surrounded by war, and we have to live with it. So I personally was really glad to see Mr. Obama was here. My GI friends were very happy to see Mr. Obama was here because the young GIs are rank and file. They're lower in rank, so they take orders from people higher in rank. And who does these higher rank people, generals, take orders from? Yes, they take orders from the president. So it's important to elect the right president. And I think you did a great job by sending Obama here, sending Mr. President or Mr. Obama here. Well, that depends on, am I an American citizen or am I a diplomat or, am I a political theorist? As a political theorist, you did a great job by sending Obama here. As a political as a diplomat, I say you did a great job by sending Mr. Obama here. As an pending American citizen, I say you did a great job by bringing Mr. President here. So thank you very much. I think that's it. That was a long speech, but I thought it was my duty to tell it to you. Oh, and don't worry about the business interests. They sort of revere the president in a subtle way, because being in business itself is a very peaceful thing. It's an alternative to going into war. You send money, you buy stuff. So, I can see that there's that subtle kind of respect for Mr. Obama, right, Mr. Trump? Yeah, I'm a big beauty pageant fan, so I follow Mr. Trump a lot. I follow a lot of his political criticism, and I think it's good that you criticize Mr. Obama, because when there's no opposition, he's not going to get any better, right? Yeah, so as a friend to Mr. Obama, I shouldn't be saying this, I should be supporting him, but for the people of America, I think it's good that you criticize Mr. Obama, because criticism is good. It's going to make him stronger. Believe me, if you criticize him any longer, it's going to make him stronger. So, just think about it, okay? Thanks.